making my vow. I'm tired of trying to peer through the fog. I was once on top, now I'm meat for the dog. Oh, a black ship rat walks across the dock. He crosses my path, now I'll sink like a rock. Good times were had, living above the law. I believed in trust, that was my fatal flaw. take and you'll be mine, 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 mine. radio for hours, looking for some music that will turn my head around. Said I get a headache from commercials, news and oldies. The newer stuff I hear that they just have the same old sound. And when I listen, there's something missing up and down the dial of my radio. Another playing the same old shit again. I can't take the tires of the play all day, cause there's no ska on the radio. Ska on the radio. Ska on the radio. Ska on the radio. Too bad DJs only have a 10-song list to play from. Is this at the range in charge of everything we hear? God forbid they play something obscure from a B-side. I feel the time and life and music that is coming near. And when I listen, there's something missing up and down the dial of my radio. And now they're playing the same old shit again. I can't take the tires off, they play all day, cause there's no ska on the radio. Ska on the radio. Ska on the radio. Ska on the radio. Stations on the radio for hours, looking for some music that will turn my head around. Said I get a headache from commercials, news and oldies. The newer stuff I hear that they just have the same old sound. And when I listen, there's something missing up and down the dial of my radio. And now they're playing that same old shit again. I can't think they tired so they play all day, cause there's no ska on the radio. 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 Ska on the radio.
We're going east. Sad but it's exciting while I read my newspapers about what was happening in the western province of Africa. Everybody fighting to get their fortune and fame, but it is amusing to bury only false names such as Ska Fugitive and Antoine Dijenga, waiting to gain power over Katanga. Colonel Mapopo and Justin Bonboko rivaling Kazambo to be boss over the Congo. Now put on your dancing feet. Katanga, but I can't remember his name because it was so long. And if I call a name, I might happen to bite my tongue. All this Ska Fugitive and Patrice Mayumba fighting to gain power over Katanga. Colonel Mabubu and Justin Bomboko rivaling Kasambo to be boss over the Congo. We are skying east. Babewa moji pelele, are papa, are la loco de mole, moji pelele Congo, e you are
Just the other day, the sky was dark and cloudy and gray. She turned to me as if to say, you know what would be nice? Out on the street, looking for a fight. Later that dark and gray and cloudy night, turned the corner, saw a neon light that flickered once or twice. We walked up to the window, our hands felt cupping our eyes. Saw a red kimono, then I had to realize, oh, what I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do for some sticky rice. We checked our wallets, my pockets, her purse. Things going from bad to badder to worse. And that's when my rude girl huffed a mild curse. Damn, it looks like it's no dice. After going through all of our stuff, we realized we didn't have nearly enough. And that's when I proclaimed quite loudly and gruff, can you believe that price? Again we checked our menu, an old one taped to the glass. Its edges cracked and yellow, this feeling wasn't gonna pass. What I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do for some sticky rice. Myself alone in my room, the walls enclosing me like a tomb. My heart is filled with dismally doom. It is no paradise. Here I sit all by myself, with nothing but Uncle Ben's on the shelf. If I were you, I'd get myself a big bowl of sticky rice. What I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do. What I wouldn't do for some sticky rice. Wasn't of my choosing, found it kind of amusing, though I really didn't want to go. And the music was way too loud, and it wasn't exactly my crowd. Beer like water, bathroom like a sewer, putting cigarettes out on the floor. And all I could see was big hair, and mini skirts up to there. And androgynous dudes were posing, tons and tons of makeup, heavy metal go-go girl. How do I approach her? I could use a coacher, that and another beer. Gotta come up with some line, tell her she's looking fine. Maybe right after the show, you and me, baby, heavy metal go-go girl. not easy, she was kinda sleazy, making out with another girl. Now I'm no homophobe, but they were doing it under the strobe. Snapshots in my mind. Wasn't meant to be heavy metal go-go girl. Wasn't meant to be heavy metal go-go girl. Wasn't meant to be heavy metal go-go girl. Wasn't meant to be heavy metal go-go girl.
'Sitting at a table, waiting for a pal. An old woman but able to cut a person down. Walks up to the counter, demands to get a drink. My friend, he was astounded by the way this person thinks. She asked for sweet and low, some sweet and low. I love the way she said, but no, don't want no sweet and low. Chick pulls out $1 and waves it in her face. She thought that she was better than the others in her race, but the old chick was a sleazebag. What a hunk of slime. I would have given her the finger, but she wasn't worth my time. She asked for sweet and low, some sweet and low. I love the way she said, but no, don't want no sweet and low. She asked for sweet and low, some sweet and low. I love the way she said, but no, don't want no sweet and low. She asked for sweet and low, some sweet and low. I love the way she said, but no, don't want no sweet and low. She asked for sweet and low, some sweet and low. I love the way she said, but no, don't want no sweet and low. She asked for sweet and low, some sweet and low. I love the way she said, but no, don't want no sweet and low. She asked for sweet and low, some sweet and low. I love the way she said, but no, don't want no sweet and low. I love the way she said, but no, don't want no sweet and low.
Get up and feel good here in the sunshine of your love. Feel like I'm drugged up, though I don't even touch the stuff. Let us be lovers, we'll marry our hip joints together. We'll ride around town on a bus and all day we won't have to talk to each other. Hey, where did we go? Tuesday it was raining real bad, giggling our heads off. Then you had to go and show me to your dad. Don't have to say that you love me, I know every day, honey, I read the book. And when you're lying on the couch right above me, you break me in half, but you do it so good. You got me living out a cheesy love song with you. My friends all say that lately I've become the perfect fool. Get up and feel good here in the sunshine of your love. Feel like I'm drugged up, though I don't even touch the stuff. Let us be lovers, we'll marry our hip joints together. We'll ride around town on our bus and all day we won't have to talk to each other. You got me living a cheesy love song with you. My friends all say that lately I've become the perfect fool. I hear Roy Orbison on a box, he sings his songs to just me and you. Try to laugh about it, try to do without it. There ain't no running from it, baby, we're doomed, I know it. Chips up from the green, dealer's blind, he didn't see. One more hit, I'll split this place. Once I use my hidden ace. Pit boss walks out from the pit, looks at me, he's mad as shit, says scammer, cheater, you're a loser. Go and find another place. Don't know me, don't know my face. Counting cards, I'm pretty good. In this place, I know I should. Armed guard walks into the room. He gives me a look of doom. Says scammer, cheater, you're a loser.
shark I'll never be, but this old man's worse than me. First he's playing really bad, takes my cash, now I've been had. Say scammer, cheater, you're a loser. Need some cash, I need a car. In this heap I won't get far. Cashing in some unpaid debts, writing out some rubber checks. License counter DMV, registered but not to me. Say scammer, cheater, you're a loser.
Deep in the darkest depths of Africa, there lives a man who loves the ska, known by some as the legend of Greystoke, mostly by intellectual folk.
Tarzan! Tarzan! King of the Apes, man!
Tarzan! Through the jungle on a mighty vine, rescues an explorer when he's got the time. He lives near a village and listens to that chant next to the lions, the monkeys, and the elephants.
What's his name? Tarzan! Tarzan! Tarzan!
Egad! Is he man or a beast? Swinging through the trees, swimming with the crocodiles. He may yet be our only hope at escaping this godforsaken jungle.
so grab him by the mane. When it's done, he'll come home to Jane. He's got a boy named Boy and some chimpanzees. Together they live up in the tree.
Tarzan! Tarzan! Skate with them if you can! Tarzan!
So if it comes to happen that you're on the Nile, in the midst of some nasty crocodile, if you're an invader, you better watch out when he unleashes his mighty shout.